So this will be episode 2 of Play and Hate, where we play a game and hate on something. So let's talk about what we like and what we hate about Justice League. Yay! So let's get this out there.
Yep.
Joss Whedon no he doesn't. Zack Snyder sucks, and Joss Whedon saved the movie as best he could. So imagine if Justice League got a 50%, what would Zack Snyder's version have been? Like a 20?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
yeah. But I think there were a couple moments in the movie where there were just too many inappropriate jokes for the characters, like Batman saying, "Yep, something's bleeding," you know, like that. And,
I don't know. I like that, but I'm a Joss Whedon fanboy, so I'm.
But it shouldn't be Batman saying it. It should be someone else, like Aquaman or Cyborg. So yeah.
Well,
Batman.
Batman.
It's not a Batman line. That's not a Batman line. That's what I'm saying. The shots of Gal Gadot's ass, I really didn't care. It was great. She's beautiful, so you see her ass, which she really didn't have much of anyway. So, she didn't have a big ass, so like oh my god, what a bird. So,
Yeah.
I liked Ezra Miller, and I really felt that outside of Superman's CGI jaw, he really looked like Superman in this movie versus the previous movies.
Yeah.
Acted like him, smiled like him, saved people.
Yeah. A line in the movie I really liked is when he was talking to Flash,
Yeah.
and the Flash said, "What do I do? Just save one person." He goes, "What do I do after that?" You'll figure it out.
See, that was Batman. See, that was good on Batman. That was like a good characterization of Batman.
That was.
You know, especially since he needed help and all. Where are we going next?
Let's go to Artifact's Edge.
Artifact's Edge. Alright. And, let's see. Maybe we should just go down the line. Steppenwolf was lame. CG was lame. Okay.
You can't have Darkseid in the first Justice League movie.
Oh, I know.
You gotta have
I do know this.
There's a term in wrestling called jobber. Steppenwolf was a jobber.
That's fine. They could have chosen somebody better. Like, I don't know.
You can't have Granny Goodness as the main.
Okay,
villain
forget Jack Kirby and the New Gods altogether. Someone else more established, like I don't know, the Parasite. He's more well known than Steppenwolf. Who the hell is Steppenwolf? And most people don't know it. Do you know who Steppenwolf was before you saw this movie?
Steppenwolf, and if I recall correctly, was created for this.
No, he's not. See, that's the big thing.
Okay.
He wasn't. So, yeah, Steppenwolf is an obscure character unless you, like me, watch the animated series, Superman animated series, or you grew up.
Steppenwolf was an animated series?
Yes, he was. See?
Okay.
Yeah. You don't. That was a completely poor choice of first villain. Like, why do you need the? Shit, I suck. Why do you need the Justice League? You know. And then when Superman came in, the whole battle became a non-issue. Superman just beat the hell out of him.
He's the nuclear weapon.
Right, but there needs to be a reason that you bring all of these characters together, and Batman brought them together for the right reason. But then when Superman came in there, it's like, oh, pointless.
Well, because Superman is the win button. Always has.
Right. Again, that's a problem with the script, and that's a problem with planning all
It's a
together.
problem with the character of Superman.
That's true too. They also had problems with that when they did the Justice League cartoon.
Yeah.
So I get it, but Steppenwolf never even showed up in Justice League. You know, they showed up for a different reason, like an invasion. Like, okay, even if they had copied Avengers Invasion, thing, that would have been so much better. Because it makes sense. There's so many more enemies that they need to tackle. And so many more people they needed to save. Everything. Hell, they didn't save people. I don't even know if Batman saved anybody besides the Flash that one time he fell off. So, sorry, spoilers!
It's been long enough.
Right? I think so. But for what it was more enjoyable and more fun than, let's say, BBS. Okay,
It did its job.
Well, not really, because they didn't make enough money back.
What, they're not making another one?
We don't know yet. They haven't announced it. And yeah, so Thor and the Hulk defeated the entire Justice League by about what, 50, no, like 80, 90 million dollars already. Oh, here's the ship. You gotta get the ship.
Where is it?
It's coming. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh, it flew away.
No, he's coming back.
Okay. I'm gonna spam my rockets.
Oh. Let's see. I think Batman was fine. He was trying to be more friendly, I guess, as some kind of leader that makes it through. Damn, don't. And then Wonder Woman was perfect as usual. I don't care.
Yeah.
Shut up, everybody.
Gal Gadot is amazing.
I love her. I want to marry her. Thanks. I thought the Flash was good. I thought Ezra Miller did a good job.
He did.
Maybe a little. I think it's fine. People have complaints about the suit, but I think the suit worked for what it needed.
The suit was perfectly acceptable.
Well, I mean, you have the TV show, but then he doesn't look very. He's wearing leather in that show, so how do you make it? Maybe it was a little bit too much armor, though.
It is what it is.
But I mean, on the other hand, I mean, it made sense. If you're gonna run that fast, you're gonna be overheating, and then you need some kind of anti-overheating material. So that worked. His gait was weird though. His running gait. Did you notice that?
Okay. No, I did not.
Oh, he ran. I tried to save it too. Shoot. Did we get the plane?
Yes.
Great.
Or I did.
Yeah. Aquaman, he barely had anything to do besides say a couple of funny lines.
I liked Aquaman in this simply because every scene he was in, he thought this was his movie.
I will agree with that, but I think there's nothing else. I mean, I think the casting of Jason Momoa is genius. There's nothing else they could have done to make the character of Aquaman a badass. In fact, this is gonna affect him forever. It's like almost as
like he wasn't part of Khal Drogo forever.
Well, no. Well, what I'm saying is, the character of Aquaman will forever be affected by the casting of Jason Momoa in this movie.
Good. Aquaman was lame before Jason Momoa.
Exactly. That's what I am saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you framed it like he was a bad thing.
Well, it was difficult to convey in a few sentences. So that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
There's nothing else they could have done to make him more of a badass. Because who cares? It's Aquaman. I mean, they even say in the Big Bang thing, Aquaman sucks, and he does, so. He does. I mean, I read some of the comments because I was trying to be open-minded, and it was good. It's about, a kid who looks like a college frat boy, He looks like a college frat boy.
He is.
Wearing, green scale mail.
Nope, that's all I got.
Green and orange scale mail. Nothing wrong with that. But, I mean, it's just...
Yeah.
It's not exactly what we think when it comes to a superhero. Anyway, but it was good enough. But no, Jason Momoa's casting is genius to finally make the character a badass.
Especially that confession scene, that was hilarious.
Yeah, with when he's sitting on the rope.
Yeah.
The lasso. Yeah. And he was convincing, no overacting. He's just, you know, a brute. Something of a brute, really, right? He's also a frat boy, but a different kind of frat boy. What about the action? Anything stand out?
Obviously the Flash scene with Superman.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I loved it.
What I liked about that, you really felt the terror Barry felt whenever he saw that.
We're like, oh shit! You see the eye move.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh,
I think half my theater in that scene went, "Oh shit!" in the theater.
Yeah. It was a great scene. I mean, Darren, if you haven't seen it, it's all over. It's all over Instagram because that's the first. You know, everyone filming that scene to get on their Instagram and get hits. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. But it was a great scene. Maybe the funniest. Maybe the funniest. When Superman is yelling at, no, not yelling. When Cyborg yells to Superman to pull the mother boxes apart, and they're like, any blowback? Yeah, I think we can handle it. Good, because I really like being alive. And then, after the explosion happens, Superman goes, I take it back. I want to die. I thought that was very funny, too. Like, they did a good job, you know? Superman actually cracked a freaking smile, and it was awesome. So, where'd you go, Rock? Where you at?
Oh, I'm doing another public event. I'm pretty sure I'm going to not complete.
Where?
I don't know. I can't look at my map.
I'm gonna take a guess. Oh wait, I can't do this. Dang it! I need to finish this first. Sorry. I felt like some of the action was poorly captured. As in, some of it was too close, and it wasn't really, like, cinematography in the movie wasn't the best. Again, because they set the superhero ensemble standard. They should have done it more like Avengers, you know, with some grander, sweet, more, you know, bigger shots. You know, panning between characters and all. But the Flash is cool when he pokes the sword back at Wonder Woman. That's pretty awesome.
That is also
he's running down. He's
or whenever
fast.
Superman and Wonder Woman are fighting, and he just straight up just cold cocks her with a headbutt.
When Superman hits her?
Yeah.
Yeah. When they were trading headbutts, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, speaking of Wonder Woman, my dad pre-ordered 2 of those Hot Toys Wonder Woman figures today.
No kidding.
Yeah, so he has the first one, so he'll have the second and third one now. They look really good. I would get those, but they're totally expensive. Prohibitively expensive. Crap. We got it, right? That we got the heroic?
No, I didn't. I've been just hanging on for dear life in this match.
So you didn't do the...
You can't do this heroic with one person.
I know, but you have 2 now.
Don't worry about it, it's almost done.
Okay. Some of the action was good, some of it wasn't. And let's talk about Superman's jaw, because it bothers the hell out of me. And when you rewatch
it did not bother me at all.
Okay, if it bothered my sister, who's not like any kind of, you know, sci-fi fan really, that it's something. When my sister noticed it. Okay, when you watch it again, you will notice it in every scene.
Because half the internet told me I should notice it.
Well, more than half the internet. I think you're one of the lucky few who didn't. So, take that as you will, because I don't know. From the first shot of Superman, it jumped out at me. What they should have done is they should have delayed the movie. They really should have delayed it. The CG guys didn't have enough time. It's not their fault, you know?
All right, let's go do some strikes.
Strike. Okay, go. Or take us.
Yep.
They didn't have enough time. It's totally not their fault, but it looks like ass.
Tower first. Need to get that powerful gear.
Okay. Let me see. Oh yeah, me too, actually. Batman wasn't enough of a badass with the fighting. He needed to be a badass. Like,
Yeah, I will agree that
he got
Batman is this. He's the world's smartest detective, or world's greatest detective, and they did show him doing detective type stuff, but I never felt like he was the smartest person in the room.
no, not the smartest, but he couldn't fight either. Like, he couldn't fight. He was getting his ass handed to him by parademons. They needed to show him at least as capable, you know? And they didn't show him as capable, like, almost at all.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, he had, what, one sidekick. Remember that one sidekick that he throws? And it was so slow.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I do. It was so slow. Like, holy crap. Oh, my gosh. And there's a step behind sidekick, and it's, like, slow.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
So, one thing, talking about fighting,
yeah.
Wonder Woman's swordplay was spot on.
Yeah, she had to practice it, you know, pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
I guess unlike Rey.
She looked legit.
Alright. Unlike Rey in Star Wars, right?
Yes.
It's all good.
I liked Cyborg the whole way through.
I expected to dislike Cyborg.
I thought they were just gonna mistreat his character.
And then I liked him more than I thought I would. And then,
yeah.
I guess my one complaint with that would be that he was having trouble with controlling his systems. Mm-hmm. You know, he was like, oh my gosh, you can't control it, I'm armed. And then...
Well, that was a thing in the Justice League animated movie.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I remember. It wasn't. No, it wasn't. Rock, it's just like Steppenwolf, the Steppenwolf thing. Like, he didn't have
I'm wrong.
I'm not trying to be like that, but yeah, like the whole control of the...
Your return honors me, Guardian.
He didn't have a grasp on his powers. That wasn't the issue. He just didn't know who he was, like, know all of his capabilities. But in this movie, they specifically show him losing control of his systems, but they never address him fixing it, you know? Like, oh, now he can control everything and remove the mother box. I think that at some point they needed to address that. I really feel like the movie deserves like a 2.5 hour cut.
Well, apparently there is like a Donner cut of this movie.
They said there's enough for it. I remember that. You're right.
Yeah.
I would like to see it.
Yeah.
It's not home yet, but it will be.
It would be nice. But, you know, a lot of things would be nice.
I like to be the king of all that's pretty and shiny.
I want to be Zen-Osama. Damn it, I have no...
So I saw a fan theory
about
on the Moscow X's channel about Zen-Osama is Toriyama's insertion of the fandom.
Huh.
And how they're never satisfied and they never like anything, but they'll change the rules simply because it's cool.
Okay. Alright.
I don't know, I thought it was funny.
I mean, I never thought about it that way, but I can see where you would... One might think that is possible, so yeah.
Alright, so you ready?
Not quite, sorry.
Okay.
320.
I forgive you.
I'm trying to, you know me and my pack rat.
Yeah.
Pack rat tendencies in this game. What I need to do is just go grab stuff and break it down. You have Doom Marchers. These suck. You know what gun I don't use? The Shattered Piece.
What? Oh no.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Nope.
Oh, it's a hand cannon.
Okay.
Break this shit.
So, Justice League, something... Okay, so I know why they put it in there. It was to give a kind of a human feel to the rescuing, but the whole, finger quotes, not Chernobyl nuclear family could have been done better.
Oh, completely. You're absolutely right. They used that family as a microcosm.
Yes.
To represent all of wherever Russia they were, and that was so poorly done. Like, like it really seemed like they were the only family there until you see them running to their truck and you see
Superman
a few more
is
people.
Carrying the apartment building.
Yeah, like are they all hiding in that?
Cute.
Are they hiding in that building? Yeah, that was pretty funny. Oh, that was
Flash was like, "Oh yay, I'm being helpful." What the? Oh, damn it, Superman.
What he goes like, I don't remember what he said. He said some goodbye.
No, it's just
or something.
the Flash had that really proud look on his face, like I'm contributing.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, wait,
yeah,
not.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And he's just like, oh well. Yeah. I did like when Superman said, "Hey, Slowpoke," and then the Flash is like, "Oh, it's on." I like that.
Which we all know is Flash would win the foot race.
Oh yeah, I like that the Flash would win. He should win. Superman can't have everything, Jesus, right? So.
No, well, it's that Superman has everything but the speed over Flash. Is that
right?
If I recall correctly, you know more about Supes than I do.
Yeah, and that's cool. All right, I'm ready to go. Let's go. I'm just jerking around now.
All right. Yeah.
But I did get some stuff.
Yeah, I like the Flash more than I think a lot of people think. A lot of the Flash's failed jokes, you could say, this is me hand waving and explaining away, but the bad humor from the Flash, you could just contribute to him not knowing how to talk to people.
Yeah, and his awkwardness, of which there was a ton. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay, so
it works all together.
I don't know if you noticed this, but there was a scene in the in that cistern fight or wherever that underwater facility was.
Right.
Where the Flash fell on top of Wonder Woman's boobs.
Oh, I remember.
And I was like, that is 100% Joss Whedon anime humor.
Okay. And
what I liked about it was that they didn't draw attention to it.
Right. If you saw it, you saw it, and then there it was.
Yeah.
And you don't have. It wasn't disgusting, and he wasn't perverted.
Yeah.
He was like.
It was like, oh, that's just how it happened in the situation.
Right.
Let's
and he
get up
saved
and
her
never
anyway.
talk about
Right. He saved her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, let's get up and never talk about this.
Hell, they barely called any attention to it. So they're like, okay, looks like she's okay with it, and so was he. So it's okay.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. As long as it didn't linger, she would have been okay.
Yeah. And I think that worked just fine.
Yeah.
Even though they're like, oh, shots of her ass. Oh, it's totally Joss Whedon. I'm like, it wasn't even that bad or obvious to me. Excuse me.
It is a Joss Whedon thing, but he knows how to sell sex without being exploitive.
Yeah. And I thought it was fun. I mean, I just didn't think it was that bad. I guess that's the biggest thing, you know? So.
I also think the well was poisoned before the movie came out because of all the negative press all the other DC movies got prior to it.
Are you talking about Justice League was kind of doomed to fail before they ever got there?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
Okay.
And all these internet fuckwads, sorry language, but all these internet content creators poisoning the well before the movie came out.
Okay, you know what? To be fair, I was one of those people, and I was actually pleasantly surprised with what we got, even if I know it's like at best a C, a C level of movie, you know?
Yeah.
Or C grade, not a B movie, but it's like...
I got your name.
Yeah. And...
Alright, void attacks.
Oh, crap. Is that what we want to do the whole time? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. So, but
yeah,
I really had fun.
A little bit of that.
I really had a lot of fun
with the movie.
And
there was never a moment where I looked at my watch.
Okay. I rewatched it recently. and I liked it for what it was. And even though the CG was really, really bad on Superman's upper lip, when I rewatched it, it wasn't as bad, but it was still pretty freaking bad. So,
is it out on DVD already?
In Korea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it'll be out in like March, I think. Oh, you dead? The other guy. Alright, I'm gonna have to work this first. Coming.
Fine.
Die. Balls.
Alright, we saw it.
Well, usually we can multitask pretty well.
Yeah. I ran a little too far ahead.
So, Aquaman, who's good. I wish he had a little bit more to do. I thought that Atlantis scene where Mera makes a big... When he makes the air bubble. The big air bubble so that they can talk to each other.
Yeah.
That was kind of stupid.
They could have done that whole thing. I don't know.
Oh,
it seemed not done well.
Yeah, it was not done well. I don't even think they knew what to do, you know?
Yeah.
At least James Wan said that they're not going to do that for Aquaman.
What?
That air bubble for every time they want to talk underwater.
Oh. Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The fight scene and all, my mom was like, what's going on? Yeah.
Damn it.
This is kind of stupid. Because Steppenwolf is a dumb character to start out. For a group of characters, perhaps a better...
Darren, you've been pretty quiet. Let me ask you, what did you like in the movie?
You haven't watched it.
I did not see the movie yet.
What did you like about the previews?
I actually didn't really like the previews either.
What did you like about...
I did see that Superman thing though, and the Wonder Woman sword flashing.
Oh, crap.
Okay.
What do you... Okay, well, he's not, like, really into Superman and so on. Right?
Huh?
I'm looking for it. I like the Flash. I'm looking for
Okay, well, yeah, but we like Grant Gustin as the Flash. This dude as the Flash is kind of like a social retard as the Flash.
It's a different interpretation of him.
It is.
In the forest,
But
time
he's...
itself is in flux.
It's a little awkward, a little different. Even when Monica was watching it, she was like, "Oh, I've seen this. Oh, what?" And she's like, "What? What is that?" You know? Because Monica watched the first season of The Flash, and she liked it a lot.
But as far as the Vanguard is concerned,
That first season of The Flash is magic. It's so good. I say that all the time, but I really mean it.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Rob?
No, I haven't.
Okay. You just know how much I laud it, and I say it's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the only one. Darren and Lily also agree with me. Right, Darren?
Yes, it's very good.
Alright. Okay, I didn't get to finish what I was saying. I feel that with a group of characters like that, perhaps what would have worked better would be have a group of characters as enemies, you know? I know it's difficult to have an ensemble, but...
Well, you could do that with the Furies.
Looks like the Vex are trying to
yes,
reestablish control
they
of the
could have,
forest.
but the thing is, those characters are not well known. You gotta pull away from Jack Kirby's, what was it,
the Vanguard would disagree.
Fourth World,
I didn't
something. You gotta pull away from Jack Kirby's character. Someone like, I don't know, it could have been the Joker, or something like Joker and maybe Bizarro, something like that. Like maybe like the Legion of Doom, you know? Legion of Doom.
Which they might be leading up to.
Correct.
Vandal
may
Savage
have...
has always been like the bad guy, like the in-boss bad guy.
See, Vandal Savage is barely better known than Steppenwolf. And the only reason why we know who Vandal Savage is because of Justice League the cartoon, and maybe if you watch Legends of
Justice
Tomorrow.
League Doom.
Wow. That's actually... Isn't it Ra's al Ghul for that one?
No, it was Vandal Savage as Big Bad.
Maybe. Oh, Rachel. Oh, the comic, the actual comic. There's Tower of
the
Babel.
animated movie.
Yeah, because Justice League Doom was based on Tower of Babel, in which Rachel ruled. Yeah. So blah blah blah. They needed a group. Like I know you like Justice League War Rock, but I hate it. And
I know.
It's actually a lot of the Justice League movie seems to take from that, except that it's not.
They took inspirations from it.
Yeah, it's not Darkseid who they face at the beginning. It's Steppenwolf.
Which, I was kind of disappointed when I found out it was Steppenwolf.
But the thing is, I think they're trying to save up for the big bad. But they're trying to save up for the big bad, like Marvel's doing with Thanos. Darkseid is DC's Thanos, so.
Yeah. Which is a failing in and of itself, because
you need him.
Basically, DC's going, hey guys, am I popular yet? Do you like me yet?
And they're like, nope, because you have a lame as crap villain. Steppenwolf is lame.
Well, it's more because nobody likes a copycat. Nobody likes an imitator.
Right. But you know, at this point, DC should just, suck it up and be like, okay, let's follow Marvel. Instead of...
No, that's why I think they're failing.
Yeah. No, because they're not. They're fast-tracking everything. Or at least they did.
Did you just die?
Nope. That dude.
Oh, that's the other guy.
I'm still going.
Oh, that was pretty funny.
I'm doing pretty good here right now. And then I'm gonna die. Watch now that I said that. I don't know. What would... Okay, let's think about it. Who would have been a better villain or group of villains for them to have for the first Justice League movie instead of Steppenwolf of all people? I'm sorry, Zack Snyder, your work sucks. I'm glad you're not going to be involved in the DC universe anymore.
Yeah.
Because he really did, like, of course, my, deepest condolences to his family with his daughter dying and all, but he was doing a shitty job way before that happened. Okay?
He made a pretty but terrible movie with those psychotic strippers.
Oh, well, forget that. I'm talking about Man of Steel was okay. Batman versus Superman, not so okay, even though I love parts of it. Like Batman's fight scene, that was awesome. Why couldn't we see him kick a little bit more ass like that?
It was savage.
It was so awesome though. And that's probably the greatest fighting interpretation of Batman we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why not, why didn't he have some of that in Justice League? Because you have everybody else doing fighting instead? Come on.
Okay, so I said earlier it would be a bad ensemble because of how more obscure they are, but if you wanted an ensemble that was related to Darkseid, the Furies are in it.
Yes,
and they could be a Wonder Woman tie-in.
Agreed. But I don't think you can start with that.
No, you can't.
Right. So who would have been a good starting villain? They, the way they did it in the
they
cartoon.
Could do a big Barda start off.
I disagree.
Well, you'd have her do a heel face.
Who the hell is Big Barda? You know what I'm saying? I know who it is.
Granny Goodness's,
I know who it is, but no one else does, and no one else cares.
Yeah.
That's why that wouldn't work. The way they did it in the Justice League cartoon was that they brought in the Martian Manhunter. And then the bad guys were the White Martians, if I recall correctly. And because of them being Martians, it's kind of a throwback to previous, aliens from Mars, right, and all that.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a throwback, and I think that would have worked. Would have worked.
Have the same goal as their counterparts.
But
find a future where the Legion wins the Red War.
The problem with them, with that would have been scale. But I mean, Marvel did it well with the Chitauri and all. Like, Seriously, the
Yeah.
Chitauri, they were just faceless warriors. Oh, man.
At the same time, though, you could just go OG.
Right. But you get what I'm saying, right? Like, they needed
Yeah.
a group to fight, and they had parademons, and parademons are arguably better known than the Chitauri. I'd never even heard of the Chitauri before the Marvel movie.
Were
Marvel
they
movie.
original, or...?
No, they're part of the comics.
Huh.
Yeah, they weren't made up. Exactly.
I guess you could just go up with a create new ensemble that would be related to
No.
Granny Goodness and all that, and introduce the
No.
Furies for a later movie.
You can't introduce Granny Goodness at all. Like I said, we gotta get away.
You don't think so?
Hold on, we gotta get away from Jack Kirby's creations. Get away from that.
Why?
Because they're not good villains to start out. People don't care. It's like, why do people
Well, who
care
the hell
about?
was Tony Stark before?
No. That's
Robert Downey Jr.?
that's not. Iron Man was still much better known than Steppenwolf and Granny Goodness and the Furies and Lashina and the stomping one and the Beast Wolverine-like one.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I know those characters because I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. But most people aren't. Most people aren't like
You
that.
know
They're not gonna
Superman's villains better than I do.
Right. Those characters are completely not usable, at least for a couple of years, or a couple of movies. Hell, they didn't do Guardians of the Galaxy for a while, right? They didn't do those. They didn't start with the Guardians of the Galaxy, because most people would be like, who the fuck are they? Right? It's only after they established, hey, look, they got Captain America, they got Iron Man, they got the Hulk, they got Thor. So then they decided, let's see what we can do with the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's why you can't have characters like any Granny Goodness related people. You can't have. The only one who has been acceptable to start out is Darkseid. But that's the problem. He's the big daddy. So they had a problem there. He's like he's the Thanos.
So how would we create new characters related to Darkseid?
We don't create any new characters.
Wait for it.
We don't create
Why
any
not?
new characters. We pull from established canons in the comics. We don't relate them to Darkseid directly. You know how Lex Luthor knew about Darkseid, right? At the end of that's how you do it. You hint little by little, but all the enemies gotta be something more grounded. Not like you that's how. You don't create anything new. You go by what. I mean, DC has so many characters that they can pull from their own pantheon.
Relax.
So which ones from their pantheon could be used? That's the biggest question.
Alright, who do you think?
That's what I'm asking. Like who? I mean, I think you're more into Marvel. Am I correct?
Me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really in one camp or the other.
I mean, Mr.
Wonder
Heroes for
Woman
Hire.
is my... I know a lot about Wonder Woman, but that's just because I'm a Wonder Woman fanboy.
Okay. Well, Wonder Woman's... Who does Wonder Woman have as an enemy? Like, the Cheetah?
Cheetah's one of her villains.
Right.
Well, the thing about Wonder Woman is none of her villains really survive fights with Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Wonder Woman doesn't kill because Superman is like, no, I don't want you to kill. If Superman didn't have that rule, she wouldn't have it.
Okay, well, who else? You tell me about Wonder Woman's villains. Let's start from there. Let's see what we can get.
They've activated more lasers.
The Greek pantheons,
They're dead. They're dead, if you recall in the...
Yeah, you can retcon that shit.
Okay, well then choose somebody. Don't you feel like, because the God of War is dead. The God of War is dead. What?
Phobos and Deimos. Fear and Panic.
That's a little obscure. Like most people don't.
Really.
Most people don't even know who they are at all. Let alone people who know. Like
People have heard of Phobos and Deimos.
No, Darren, have you?
They're moons for a certain planet. I just don't know which one.
Okay, that doesn't count. I'm sorry, Rock. That doesn't
Apparently it does, because he knows who Phobos and Deimos are.
No, he doesn't. He knows that they're the names of moons.
And that's where they got their names mentioned from.
No, they got the names for the moon from Greek mythology.
Okay, I think we're splitting hairs here.
No, we're not. You're saying that egg came before the chicken, and I say the chicken came before the egg. I don't mean it literally like that, but it's very different. So who else besides Phobos and Deimos, who I've never seen in a Wonder Woman comic?
Okay, what's her face? The Circe.
Circe. Yeah, that might have worked, actually. That might have worked. If you recall, the big bad of Avengers was what? Was who? Loki. Loki was... See, I mean, even that is a better idea than Steppenwolf. See what I'm saying? They're trying to rush things. They just want to go straight to Darkseid as quickly as they could, but they couldn't. Circe actually makes more sense, Rock. If I'm thinking about it objectively, Circe would have made more sense than Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, that's not a bad idea. Who else? Now, I know that it's kind of like the same as Loki, right? Greek something, you know, you have a Greek god, you know, it's a Norse god, so on, so on.
Well, yeah, I was about to correct you there, but yeah.
But yeah, I'm saying Greek,
strange about this
you know, demi something, right? And then,
yeah.
So, I mean, that would have worked.
Well, Circe, in different interpretations, has been a fallen Greek goddess. She was also a Felix Faust with boobs. She's been... It's just different interpretations.
Okay. That being said, we know that Circe is Greek in origin.
Yes.
Right? And she's at least some kind of not more than human, right?
Yes.
So, that would have worked much more, at least for me personally, than Steppenwolf. Let alone how sloppily Steppenwolf was introduced.
Yeah.
They also needed someone who would actually play a character physically, not a CG creation. That's a little hard to, like, let's see, hold on, let's go back. Okay, so in the first movie of Avengers, I'm comparing them to Avengers because Avengers did it better, you know? Loki was acted, you know, he's played by Tom Hiddleston. In the second movie, it was Ultron. Now, obviously, Ultron cannot be. Well, he could have been, but he's not played by a person, so to speak. You know, not his physical.
Okay, so with all this said,
hold on. And then they're going to the third one.
Question.
They're going to the third one. They're playing it by. They're doing Thanos, who is CG, but he's also being at least mostly mocapped, and the CG looks so much better than anything we saw in Justice League. Okay, what were you saying?
I forgot.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, we're going back. When I tried to speak up, what were you saying exactly?
I was saying the second character was played by, or the first character was played by Tom Hiddleston, right? Loki was played by Tom Hiddleston, and then going to...
Nope, I lost it.
Okay, all right. And then, okay, what I'm saying is they needed an actual actor to play a character. As I recall in Superman the Animated Series, Steppenwolf was actually human-looking, a humanoid, not super big or anything, and I think they needed something more like that. Because it's just, I don't know, they're trying to outdo everybody, and it just doesn't work. You're trying to run before you can walk, you know, and yeah. So, Circe would have been good. Let's see from Superman's side, who would have been a good enemy.
They could have reinterpreted. You remember that very first story arc in the Superman animated series with the Kryptonians and how Superman befriended them, and then they had a falling out and he sent them to the Phantom Zone.
Yes, the white hair.
That would have been good.
Yes.
The white-haired
The
chick.
vets will use it to transform
Yeah.
Io into a machine world.
I would have agreed with that had not had Man of Steel not brought in so many Kryptonians to start out.
Yeah, well, they could have redone it with that.
I would have said yes to that, but they already had too many Kryptonians for Man of Steel. They didn't want to retread
No, I mean,
that.
redo Man of Steel without those Kryptonians.
Okay, you're
with
saying
that instead.
Okay, we have to go by, in our theorizing and all, we have to go with what's already established. So, I mean, Man of Steel was already established,
Okay.
right?
It's already established. Okay, they could have done Metallo.
Metallo would not have been that bad of a character to have in there, at least as
He's
a
strong
henchman.
enough to square off with Superman, but he's
nah. But I mean,
he's
Wonder
human
Woman.
enough to be able to relate.
But Wonder Woman would have wiped the floor with him,
Oh yeah.
and he's not usually portrayed as, you know, exceptionally intelligent. You can't just have him
Damn it.
fighting something.
I cannot multitask right now.
Neither can I, I can't see. I'm dying. One second. I'm trying to run and jump at.
Okay, so Justice League villain.
First, like, who would have been better? Who would have been
Ikora,
Red Hood?
we found a way in.
better? No.
Keep us appraised of your progress.
You know why? Because we have
There's no way for us to know
we have
if
no
you're busy
background for the
fighting or
character,
if
and that
you've
character is all
transcended
about the
this
background.
reality.
Indeed,
Yeah.
it's entirely probable that the Vex are simulating our interactions with you at this very moment.
Hello? Huh. Well, it looks like I got kicked. I guess what we'll do is we will have to... Well, hold on. Where is everybody? It looks like my buddies are gone. Huh. 1 second. Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess
Okay.
I guess Darren got kicked and then you got kicked?
Yeah, Darren was AFK or inactive and he got kicked.
Okay. Well, I already forgot what we were
Okay,
talking
so Superman, Batman rogues.
Oh,
that
okay. So we said that Red Hood would
Are
not have been
B level or B levels Batman rogues that could work.
No, we were talking about Superman, and you brought up Red Hood, and I said Red Hood doesn't work because you need all the background. You need some kind of established story.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna just talk about Superman specifically. I think Lex Luthor escaping would have been actually good and maybe better to do, because it starts. You gotta start small. So any conflicts that would have started on Earth with them, and then because they already established that he was in contact with Darkseid, I think if the main villain of this movie had been Lex Luthor assembling, you know, his Injustice League or Legion of Doom, I think that would have worked better than Steppenwolf. It was just too grand, and the story with 3 mother boxes, and we gotta merge them, and then we gotta, you know, take over the world, whatever crap. I think that was just too much and too complicated a story.
The Alien Triforce.
Right. What we needed instead was just a simple, let's kill them all. And let's have, you know, I'm Lex Luthor, I can catch them better. Or I can come up with a plan to kill them all. I think that would have worked better than Steppenwolf. Lex Luthor, everyone knows who Lex Luthor is. And then, you know, maybe during Superman's death, he decides to engineer Bizarro. That would have been cool, right? To have Bizarro.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was totally thought was going to happen in the BBS.
Yeah.
I thought that was Bizarro.
They should have done that. But we can't. I mean, I know I said we've already established that, you know, we have to go with what's already established and what's been done.
Yeah.
But yeah, a version of Bizarro would have been so much better, so much more interesting than
because
Doomsday.
Doomsday is an S-class villain.
Yeah, he is.
You just can't throw him away after 20 minutes.
Right. And that would have been awesome, okay? Now, granted, Bizarro himself has S-class, let's say S-class levels of power. Correct. He's dumb. Here's something I would have pitched for a Man of Steel 2 idea. I would have suggested that they make Bizarro the bad guy, and then, but he's intelligent. And it would have really...
then he's not Bizarro.
Hold on. He's intelligent, but he's still ugly and scarred and whatever, you know?
This is not the only Pyramidion.
And he's evil, like really evil. And I think that the juxtaposition of Superman and Bizarro facing off, you know, with their personalities and all, it would have been great character development and introspection for Superman himself. Like, man, this is what I could have done, you know? I could have did this. That would be interesting. Because if he's just dumb, it makes him uninteresting. It makes him a brute.
But if you don't make him dumb, he's not Bizarro.
I will agree with you only to a degree. Like, he doesn't have to be dumb to be the opposite of Superman. Right?
He has to be dumb to be Bizarro.
Why?
Because that's what the world and save.
Yes. See, I get that. If you're talking about like the classical interpretation of Bizarro, yeah, sure. But as for an examination on who Superman is and what he could have been if not, you know, being raised for the Ken, if he had not been raised for the Ken, I feel that Bizarro illustrates. I mean, my idea for Bizarro would have been a great time to really illustrate why Superman is the way he is and how things could have been different had he been raised differently or not raised at all or had no love or had no good parents, you know? Something in there. And I guess my only change would be that he's not dumb. And
we could have Metallo.
But Metallo is a different character. This is Superman as, you know, his DNA. That's what I'm saying.
This is someone who has Superman's finger quotes.
It's like
strength.
It's like making Superman face off against the Red Sun version of himself, but also ugly, but more powerful.
You could like do the Red Sun, but Russia's
they're not. They probably shouldn't do any Red Sun shit at all. I mean, they're already doing Flashpoint.
Alternate history.
And while I love Flashpoint, I don't think they should do Flashpoint now. I don't think they should do it anytime soon. They're just, I just feel that Superman's handsome, Superman's powerful, Superman is good.
Die.
Yeah, I did. Make it instead of Superman, instead of him being dumb for like the sake of him being dumb, I get it. But he could be more interesting as like an evil version of Superman who's ugly because of the cellular degeneration, pissed off that he didn't have a family like Superman had. He didn't have any morals instilled into him, and I feel like that would have been a great foil for Superman. And that was just an idea. Yeah. Because otherwise, Bizarro himself is completely uninteresting. All he is world M saved, and that's it. That's boring. That's boring. That works for a cartoon, not for a movie.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But
That's why
Bizarro, in of itself, is not a good character.
Well, he can be. He just needs a chance, you know?
But you just have to read. If you redo his character too much, he doesn't become bizarre.
All I do is make sure he's not make him dumb. That's it. I don't make him dumb.
Then he's not Bizarro.
Well, he could be. I mean, if you didn't read Superman All-Star. All-Star Superman.
No.
In All-Star Superman, there is the planet of Bizarros, right? I guess they're all dumb, except one. Except one. And he's actually smart, and he's witty, he's intelligent, and he's like, please Superman, don't leave. Because Superman's trying to leave the planet, because he needs to go back to where he needs to go. And Superman's like, no, I need to go. But that doesn't mean that you have to just be dumb, because that's because everyone else around you is. So there's a tiny argument there, I mean, against what you're saying. But I mean, I get.
Guardian down.
My ideas of Bizarro are that he's great as a henchman, and he's great for a cartoon. You know, where you don't really you have time to develop the character, so to speak. But as a villain, I think it would be. Well, that's why like Zod is awesome, and why Red Sun Superman appeals, because they represent Superman as somebody who's evil. I'm saying why not go one step further and merge the two concepts together. Evil Superman, literally, but he's ugly and he has warped powers and everything. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not in charge of anything. I mean, so it really doesn't matter.
According to my projections,
But it would have been a good.
We're going on a little too long. Do we have anything else to say?
No, we're not going on too long. This is fine.
Nope. No lake. Just an ominous
see.
pit.
Justice League. I don't know. There's not a lot to say. I think it's like a C grade movie, and it's just too bad that
Some kind of
Zack Snyder
interdimensional
sucks
terminal.
and Joss Whedon tried to save it.
You're on
You know, and I
Brachial's
think
doorstep.
he succeeds in
Inform
making
the
a
Genesis
movie that is
mind
more
that it
enjoyable
has
to watch
guests.
than Batman vs Superman. Much more fun. It suffers though from that terrible CG that they have in some spots. Like you'll see it, I promise, Rock. That Superman's mustache. They just needed more time, and they needed to not edit it.
Are you gonna
down.
go stand in the thing?
Yeah, I'm going. My bad. They edited it too much. So I really hope that we see a director's cut in the future. So I guess I'm good on that. You good?
I'm good.
Okay, well, let's finish up with this fight.
Yeah.
Alright. Good job on the Cersei idea, though. I wouldn't have thought of her. And that character, would have been perfect for, you know, Cersei. Who's Cersei? Oh, she's a Greek goddess of this. Okay, makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, she's what she needs to be for the interpretation.
Right.
You
right.
can change
And
her
you're
for
right.
the cinematic universe.
You are absolutely 100% right on that. And that's yet another reason why that character would have been better to go. A better enemy to have than Steppenwolf. Unfortunately, maybe in another universe they make that they have her as the bad guy, and it sucks. Like, why did they choose Cersei? Why didn't they choose Steppenwolf? Well, they
in
didn't
an alternate
choose.
universe, we're talking about how stupid Cersei looked.
Right, but you know what? It's because of movies like this. Because if we chose Steppenwolf, it turns out the way he did in this movie.
Like, my condolences to Joss Whedon's daughter, but Zack Snyder would have been a better director for Cersei.
Something like that, you know? But I liked it.
He made her boobs way too big.
No one had any big boobs in this.
No, I'm just saying, like, in the alternate universe, we're complaining about that.
Oh, man, they should have chosen Gal Gadot because she's actually Greek. Instead, they chose, like, Jessica Alba because she's just pretty.
Like, she was good in Dark Angel, but, man, she really let herself go after that.
Oh, what are you talking about? She was an alias. Wait, what are you talking about? She was an Alias in this universe.
I love this. Yeah. And who would have known that she was gay?
Oh shit. Yeah. Are you dead?
I am. I was laughing too hard. It's like Joss Whedon did a good job in 300, but never gave him original content.
No, that's the same thing. That's what we're saying now.
We're making Zack Snyder jokes about Joss Whedon.
Oh, Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon. Oh my gosh, he couldn't make 300 very good, so let Zack Snyder do it. Oh wait, it's too late.
Yeah.
Well, maybe at least he would have gotten a better Justice League. Party error. I blame it on you, Rock, for leaving your PS4 on all day, all the time. Well, we won. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed, and if you watch in the future,